Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Rapara here, and this is Tab, the Truth Always Boomer. And this is another episode of Casual Fridays. Well, it's another good weekend of football. Michigan State will be playing Penn State. That's going to be a little iffy for them. Lions are playing the Giants. They should be able to beat them. And University of Michigan is playing Notre Dame. That's not going to be so easy for them. So anyway, there's a new movie coming out today, and I think it's going to be pretty good and worth a view.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you.
You are not listening. I want your job to be taken from you.
A protest has turned violent in California, Berkeley.
This is why we're fighting for the soul of America.
You should be able to share ideas without fear of being fired from your job or shouted down.
You are not to be heard. This is one of the few things one could say we have no precedent for in the United States.
You have the right to remain silent.
The only way we separate the good ideas from the bad ideas is to be free to say whatever we want about them.
Anything you say will be used against you.
There's no free speech for fascists.
Your posts on Facebook, Twitter, and social media will be saved to shame you.
Kevin Hart has stepped down from hosting this year's Oscars.
Anything you say that we don't like will be used to shut you up. You can't be funny.
It's creating an atmosphere of fear and repression, and it's gonna bust.
You cannot think differently.
It makes it difficult for you to learn from other people.
Isn't it spooky that we're having this discussion?
You can't challenge us.
Kids grew up dipped in Purell, playing soccer games where they never kept score.
There is no debate.
The type of diversity that they hate is diversity of thought.
We reserve the right to be offended by everything.
No university should ever create a safe space. You're not going to protect people, and so the best you can do is to make them strong.
It bothers me for the young people who are being deprived of anything that could open their minds.
You have the right to remain silent.
So you know the liberals, the Democrats, and the progressive, they have no shame. They don't care how stupid they look or how ignorant they sound. They just don't. They don't care. You'd think if you're going to go on national TV, you would at least do a 30-second Google search so you don't look like a complete maroon, but they don't care. Check it out.
The gall to suggest that he is experiencing a lynching.
The inequities in the impeachment process have been glaring. What we are doing or what we are doing here is not a prosecution, it's a persecution. And indeed, it is a political lynching.
Is beneath the dignity of the office of President of the United States.
So I will not vote for this nightmare before Christmas. I will not vote for this lynching in the people's house. I will vote against these resolutions.
The president should not compare a constitutionally mandated impeachment inquiry to such a dangerous and dark chapter of American history.
Even if the president should be impeached, history is going to question whether or not this was just a partisan lynching.
Lynching involved hundreds of years of dragging, black men from their homes by a horse, by a car.
This day feels to me like we're taking a step down the road to becoming a political lynch mob.
It's irresponsible for him to do so, and I hope that he will apologize.
The whole idea is a lynch mob mentality that says this man has to go.
Well, the photos in this week's awesome photo archive, they all come from Halloween nights, our family visit to Greenfield Village. So check these out. let's look at some more double D's, shall we?
It's time for the double D's. Yep, Democrat dishonesty.
There's been some stunning reporting in the last 72 hours about Attorney General Barr's effort to travel the globe to investigate the intelligence that was at the inception of the investigation of Russian mailing.
Hey, moron! Fucking moron!
You're the only one who thinks it's stunning reporting. You still think the Steele dossier is 100% true, and that it wasn't bought and paid for by Hillary Clinton, and that Trump really did collude with the Russians, and that the DNC and Hillary Clinton had nothing to do with it, and that's all a conspiracy theory. You little twit. You're either very dishonest or extremely ignorant. I think you're both.
Why? What, do you understand a motive?
I don't, and I'm supposedly going to be interviewed by Mr. Durham as part of this non-investigation.
What is the motive of what you call this non-investigation? Well, let me fill in the blanks for you there, you two twits. How about the fact that Brennan briefed the Gang of Eight in August of 2016, and he has stated under oath that he didn't see the dossier until December of 2016. But what he briefed the Gang of Eight on was information that was only found in the dossier. Sounds a little fishy to me. So let's see how you answer that question from Durham under oath there, Mr. B.
Democrat dishonesty.
Well, Tab and Casual Fridays brings you the news in brief. Here you go.
851,000 people. The U.S. Border Patrol took 851,000 people into custody after they tried to cross the southern border in fiscal 2019, marking the highest number of arrests in 12 years. 57% of respondents in a poll by Investors Business Daily said they support a Justice Department probe into former Vice President Joe Biden and his son Hunter Biden's dealings in Ukraine and China. Only 37% said they were against investigating the two. Whistleblower misled Inspector General about engaging with House Democrats. An anonymous whistleblower whose complaint prompted an impeachment inquiry misled the intelligence community Inspector General about his or her communications with congressional staffers, according to a source familiar with details of the complaint. The source told the Epoch Times that the whistleblower didn't check the box on the application that asks to disclose whether he or she has previously communicated the allegations to Congress or congressional committees. Not checking the box is misleading, if not outright false, since House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff admitted that his staff had communicated with the whistleblower prior to the filing of the complaint. Americans out of a job are becoming a rarer sight, as the unemployment rate reached 3.5% in September, down from 3.7% a month earlier. The rate of Hispanic Americans in particular fell to 3.9%, breaking the 4% mark for the first time since the Bureau of Labor Statistics began keeping such records in 1973. Agree or disagree with him, Trump says he has an absolute right to ask other countries to investigate corruption. President Donald Trump said that he has an absolute right to investigate corruption, and as part of that duty to ask other countries to help the United States in various probes. As the President of the United States, I have an absolute right, perhaps even a duty, to investigate or have investigated corruption, and that would include asking or suggesting other countries to help us out, Trump said on Twitter. As President, I have an obligation to end corruption, even if that means requesting the help of a foreign country or countries. It is done all the time. This has nothing to do with politics or a political campaign against the Bidens. This does have to do with their corruption. 93 murders. The FBI has confirmed that 79-year-old Samuel Little is the most prolific serial killer in American history. Little, for his part, has confessed to 93 murders. The FBI's Violent Criminal Apprehension Program has confirmed that he was matched in at least 50 of those cases. Little says he strangled his 93 victims between 1970 and 2005. Many of his victims' deaths, however, were originally ruled overdoses or attributed to accidental or undetermined causes. Some bodies were never found, the FBI said. 18 deaths. Deaths associated with vaping products rose, with 18 fatalities now confirmed across 15 states, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Also, at least 1,080 people from across 48 states and one U.S. territory have reported a lung illness associated with using a vaping product. And what would the news be without a report about this gem? Republican Ilhan Omar filed for divorce from her husband about 5 weeks after denying reports she was separated from him and was having an affair with a married man. Are you separated from your husband? Are you dating somebody? A reporter asked Omar in late August. No, I am not, she replied. Omar filed for divorce from Ahmed Hirsi on October 4th. $7 billion. The United States and Japan signed a trade agreement that would open up markets to $7 billion worth of U.S. agricultural goods. The deal will grant U.S. growers significantly more access to the Japanese market. The White House says more than 90% of U.S. agricultural products into Japan will be duty-free or receive preferential tariff access. And here's some very interesting climate change news. Carbon emissions from 30 of the world's largest cities are already dropping since signing Climate Pact. The world's leading scientists have calculated that global greenhouse gas emissions must peak by 2020 in order to limit global temperature rise to 1.5 degrees Celsius. New analysis published ahead of the C40 World Mayors Summit confirms that 30 of the world's largest cities, representing more than 58 million urban citizens, have now reached this crucial milestone. The fact that 30 of the world's largest and most influential cities have reached peak greenhouse gas emissions demonstrates that a rapid, equitable, low-carbon transition is possible and is already well underway. C40 analysis shows that since reaching peak emission levels, these 30 cities have reduced greenhouse gas emissions by an average of 22%. Copenhagen, the host city for this year's C40 World Mayor Summit, has reduced emissions by up to 61%. Sounds like good news to me. And finally, a heartwarming story. In World First, Tiger will be given prosthetic limb to live out his life pain-free. A tiger who was captured in a poacher's trap lost his leg and is now being fit with the world's first tiger prosthetic limb. He'll be able to live out his life pain-free in captivity. Great story there.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's that time again on Casual Fridays. It's time for this week's Golden Toilet Award for Loser of the Week.
And who does this week's Golden Toilet Award go to? That's right, ladies and gentlemen, Hillary Clinton for this little gem.
I'm not making any predictions, but I think they've got their eye on somebody who's currently in the Democratic primary and are grooming her to be the third-party candidate. She's the favorite of the Russians. They have a bunch of, sites and bots and other ways of supporting her so far. And
it's political
that's assuming Jill Stein will give it up, which she might not, because she's also a Russian asset.
Tulsi's too classy of a lady to say it, so I'll say it for you, Tulsi, okay? Hillary, you're a lying, conniving, cheating, whoring bitch, and that's why you are this week's recipient of the Golden Toilet Award for Loser of the Week.
Well, here you go, Hillary, the Golden Toilet Award for Loser of the Week. It's a very coveted award, and it couldn't go to a nicer witch during this Halloween season. So here you go, Hillary, the Golden Toilet Award for Loser of the Week. It's all yours. Hope you enjoy it. Well, that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and leave a comment. It would be greatly appreciated. That's it for now. More news later. Take care, and as always, be safe.